Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Aqueduct Racetrack here on Saturday. It is November the 12th, 2016. I'm going to look at the stakes races on today's program from Aqueduct Races 7 and 8. Before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections from racetracks around the world. Today's 7th race, first race I'll be looking at here on YouTube for Aqueduct, is the final, I believe it's the final graded stakes race on the turf this year in New York. It's the 57th running of the Ritz Smith Handicap Grade 3 purse, $200,000. It's for 3-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 12 horses. Tommy Macho is main track only. If this race gets taken off the turf, Tommy Macho is my top pick. Single and everything. I would put my mortgage on it. I don't think this race is coming off the turf. If it does, I'll be shocked because we're going to have a torrential downpour of rain, which is physically next to nothing, I believe, for tomorrow. But if it does, Tommy Macho top selection. But we'll most likely have a field of 11 horses traveling a mile 3/8 on the turf course. Rail will be set at 9 feet. Mile 3/8 on the turf course in this year's Red Smith Handicap. And my top selection we'll go to the 8 horse Wake Forest, another horse I really like. Along with Tommy Macho, I think this horse might be a single also on pick 4 tickets. I'm going to go 8, 11, 7, 5 here in the Superfecta. 8, 11, 7, 5. Number 8, Wake Forest, a German bred horse here at 8 to 5. Javier Castellano for Chad Brown. Last time out, this horse ran at Woodbine a mile and a half on October the 16th in the Grade 1 Canadian International, $1 million Canadian International. This horse finished third by 1.5 lengths that day. It was the best finish of an American horse in that field. The Europeans finished 1-2. Erupt in Dartmouth. This horse is a little bit wide, but really closed up. He loves a long stretch. He's going to get a bit of a long stretch here today at the Aqueduct, where I think he's going to do well. This horse has a very strong chance to win. Start before at Woodbine, mile and a half, September 17th in the Grade 1 Northern Dancer. This horse finished second by a neck, again with that longer stretch. Finished closing up that day, but lost the neck bob behind the Pizza Man, who just got up there and won also. And then the Arlington Million. This horse finished 10th by 4.5 lengths. It was an all-out finish. This horse just wasn't up there. He steadied a little bit. Had a horrible trip. He steadied a few times. Mile and a quarter, a little bit too short on that turf course for him. And then start before in the UN at Monmouth. Horse finished third by 3 lengths that day. He didn't really get a good closing kick. His last win came in the Man of War across town at Belmont over in Long Island. But I think this horse should have a strong run here today and a lesser quality spot than he was his last few. I'm going to use this horse as top selection. So to recap my bets, for race number 7 from Aqueduct, it's the 57th Red Smith Handicap. Going to go with the 8 horse Wake Forest. Going to do a superfecta here. 8, 11, 7, 5. 8, 11, 7, 5. So now let's get on to race number 8. The 8th race is always another race that's a very good favorite race of mine. The 8th race is the 72nd running Discovery Handicap, or Discovery Stakes now. Grade 3 purse, $150,000 for 3-year-olds. We have a very good field of about 11 horses, exactly 11 horses, not about. There are a field of 11 horses traveling a mile and an eighth once around the main track here at Aqueduct. Mile and eighth. My top selection of this one, we'll go to the 5 horse. Number 5, Governor Malibu. I'm going to go 5-3-7-4. 5-3-7-4. Number 5, Governor Malibu. 4-1. Joe Bravo on this one for the first time ever. Christophe Clement trains this one last time out at Belmont on the slop. Mile and eighth in the Empire Classic for state-bred horses that day. This horse finished second by 3.5 lengths that day. Was far back. Didn't really like the slop that day. He was just moving his head up that day. It just he was just getting a lot of dirt in his face. Did not like it at all. Start before came at September 30th at Belmont on the mud. Mile 16th in the optional 4 to Claimer. Horse won by 7.5 lengths. He didn't get a lot of mud in his face that day, but he ran incredibly well. First start back since the Travers. In the Travers, this horse finished 5th by 20.25 lengths behind Arrogate, the Brews Cup Classic winner. Was a little bit wide, bobbled. It just wasn't his day. A lot better horses. In this spot today, I think he should do well. Ran here at Belmont already. At Aqueduct already. He broke his maiden last November 14th in a maiden special weight here at Aqueduct, winning by 6 lengths, breaking his maiden. Very nice victory. A little bit wide, but drew clear. I think this horse should have a good run here today. Nearly won the Belmont Stakes, but we all know what happened to him that day, where this horse got cut off in the stretch or fell into the rail, which it just wasn't, he just got a very bad trip in the Belmont. But I think this horse should have a good run here today. So to recap my bets, Royce Murray from Aqueduct. It's the 72nd Discovery Handicap. Gonna go with the 5 horse Governor Malibu. Gonna go 5-3-7-4. 5-3-7-4. So good luck to all and follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5. Good luck, everybody.